Hey Golly Chicks, this is your girl Takaya Love coming at you from my bedroom with a really quick video. So I was watching this young lady's video earlier today and it got me to thinking, and y'all know how it is when I get to thinking. So I'm gonna tell you what I think. But anyway, in this video, this woman was listing all of the reasons why a man might not choose you. And the one reason that this woman of God forgot to mention in the video was that sometimes he just doesn't want you. Sometimes you're just not it. And I feel that in this generation of women like who battle with low self-esteem, who's always trying to fight against the other woman to get the guy, or whatever it is that makes women feel that they have to battle for a man's approval. There's this really toxic mindset that if I can do this, or just say for instance, if a man is attracted to a prayer warrior, you know, like myself. But anyway, just say for instance, he's like, hey, I want a godly woman. Then this woman who really doesn't know God will start pretending to have a relationship with God because she sees that he's wanting this other woman, right? Or just say he says, hey, I want a woman who does hair. And then she starts trying to learn how to do hair or braid. Or he says, I don't know, I want a woman that's a size 10 and she may be a size 6. And he like a woman with hips and butt and all this extra stuff. And she's like, well, and she starts eating and trying to do, like, we've got to be okay with not being it. We cannot be it for every single man that we meet. We only need one husband. Ladies, we only need one husband. We don't need a million husbands. And we have got to stop this competition mindset that if I can beat this other woman, or if I can do that, or if I can prove or show myself that I'm more than her, that I will suddenly get the guy, when sometimes you're never going to get the guy. It has nothing to do with, oh, he'll come back one day and see, I've heard a video, he'll come back one day and see that I was a good woman. That sometimes they never come back. I remember years ago where I was dating this man. He was chocolate, y'all. He was fine. He was a millionaire. He was everything that I wanted. And he, you know, claimed to be a godly man. But when I opened up and talked to him about my abstinent walk and told him, you know, I can't have sex, I would be devastated that it had been like 5 or 6 years back then. Now I'm going on year 11 of practicing abstinence, and it has been crucial, okay? But nevertheless, that was like back in year 5, and I was telling this guy that, and he was like, dang, I respect you, but I can't do that. So I respect you, woman of God, but I'm out, you know, like I love God, but I still want to have sex. I'm gonna want to make love to you as we date and as I continue to court you. And that was okay. He wanted to go, well, it's not okay, it's a sin, but I'm saying, you know, no judgment. Hey, he want to go do that with his lifestyle. I don't live lukewarm. So I try to, you know, continue to walk my life and stuff with God. And I know that we're not perfect, but to have a mindset that, oh, I'm going to try to get this girl in the bed, that's not a mistake. That's a lifestyle. And I know people slip up and stuff. No condemnation, y'all. I'm not on here to condemn. There is forgiveness for that. But when you are literally, let me go get this lingerie, let me go get wax, let me go get my nails done, my hair, that's not a mistake. You're planning for that sin. But anyway, I don't even want to get into all that. Nevertheless, that guy left and he never came back. And he wasn't supposed to, because he wasn't my God ordained husband. And I feel that women of God, y'all, we have got to stop this mindset. You know, I no longer have this mindset, and I don't think I've ever had it. But for those of y'all who have battled with this mindset of like, I got to do this and do that, and then maybe he'll see it, that just let it go. Stop it. You're going to exhaust yourself, because sometimes you're just not the wife for him. You're just not the woman that God chose for him. He's never going to be at peace with you. It doesn't matter if you have the good sex. It doesn't matter if you cook. It doesn't matter if your credit score is 850. You got a big house. You got Fortune 500 company, whatever it is. If he doesn't like you, if he doesn't see you in the vision, he cannot fit you in the will of God, and you're not in the will of God, and he has no peace, and he can't see you and imagine you and envision you in his life, then it's just not going to happen. And we got to stop all of this. Ooh, if I do that, then he'll like me, he'll choose me, he'll stop it. Okay? Listen to me, sister from sister. Stop it. Because sometimes y'all making all these videos, these posts, these podcasts, these forums, saying that, oh, it's because he doesn't know what a good woman is. It's because he don't know my worth, and he'll gonna come back when he get done with the trash in the streets. Sometimes he already knows that you're not his wife, and you may like him more than he likes you. And you got to be okay and say, what is it within me that wants me to continue to try to perform for this man? What is it in me that wants me to continue to try to do this and do that to get this man to see me or to pick me or to choose me? Especially after y'all have already dated and he's like, nah, this ain't it. Let it go. Be at peace with the portion that God has for you. Be at peace with the will of God for your life, because sometimes you're trying to fit into spaces and into relationships that will never serve you, that will never benefit, that in some aspects may even be too small for you. When I think about the last man that I dated, he was too small for me mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. He could not handle me, and he told me that. And 2 months later, he wanted to come back into my life, but that's just not how I roll, baby. But nevertheless, we have got to stop. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. Sometimes he's just not the one. Sometimes I'm not the one for him. And you've got to be okay with whatever it is that God has for you, and whatever it is that God has called you to, and who he's called you to. It's going to fit perfect in your life. And you're not going to have to make a million videos. You're not going to have to make a million posts or get on a podcast with all your girlfriends and your best friends and y'all dogging him out, and you're doing all these things for attention or all these things just to get back into a place where God has already delivered you out of. And this is for the men too. But ladies, because I really want to talk to y'all, because I see this with women so much. You're making up all of these things about why a man doesn't want you, why he hasn't chosen you, or why he can't see the this and that, and I'm the one and he should have. Let it go. Let it go. Because really, y'all are really starting to bleed out your insecurities, and you really further validate the reason why a man is like, nah, I'm good on that. When you think that you're doing this to get his attention, and you're being loud and saying what you feel, and you're really just putting a nail in the coffin. Now, some of these men, they were never going to come back anyway. But even for those who may have thought, hey, I don't know, let me pray and let me see. But then you're wild and you're doing all these videos and you're talking about them in podcasts and dogging them out and just video after video and posting, singing and just all this wild stuff. You just put a nail in the coffin, and men will sit back and be like, nah, I'm good. And that's just a little secret that I feel like, y'all need to know. Let it go. If a man doesn't choose you, it's a reason that God didn't allow him to see your work. Sometimes you need to work on something. Sometimes it's him, and sometimes it's just not meant to be. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you get that in your spirit and your soul, the better it will be for you while you date. Because every man that you meet is not your husband. Every good man that you meet or you like. Because guess what? There have been men that have approached you who you have not liked. And they thought that, man, I want this woman to be my wife. I know I done met a whole bunch of them. But God said no. So every person that we date or we meet in this life is not automatically the one just because we like them or we have a couple things in common. God is about destiny. And when the Lord merges you together with your husband, it's going to make so much sense that it might even scare you a little bit on how much y'all fit, on how much y'all got in common, on how much that thing flow, on how healthy it's going to be. You might shrink back and be scared a little bit, because when God does something, he does it for real, and he stamps his peace over it, and he stamps his approval over it, and it's going to be the best relationship that you've ever had in life. But you cannot continue to try to force yourself into spaces where you don't belong. It's unhealthy, it's unethical, and it's giving low self-esteem. And it's given, I've never dated a man like you before, so now I don't know how to act. Y'all, hold your head up high, know your worth, have dignity, have class about yourself, and don't let these men and stuff who God doesn't even have for you get you out of character, okay? I know none of us are perfect, and we may have our moments, but when it's a constant lifestyle of just loudness, of just dogging these men that don't choose you, and every man, and he just don't know, oh my gosh, Stop it. Stop it. Because what you can be doing is repelling the good godly men. The good godly man that God may actually have for you, sitting back watching you dog and be loud and be evil towards another man. And he's like, I don't know about that. And not only for the man, but for yourself. Don't be out here killing your witness just because a man didn't choose you, or just because a guy that you dated for 2 or 3 weeks decided that, no, I don't really like you like that, and he moved on. And now everything about you didn't even know this man well, and now everything in your story, every post and video that you make is about this man. Stop it. Y'all grow up, okay? And I know that this is kind of hard, but I've been seeing this everywhere with these women that are single, that are Christian, and that are waiting on the Lord. Every man you date, oh my gosh, is not your husband, sis. Okay? So hold your head up high and know that who God has for you, he's going to choose you. He's going to want every single part of you. He's going to love you. He's going to accept you, and he's going to be like, oh, no, God, this the one. I can't let her go, like, at all. Like, I got to keep my eye on this woman. I got to have, like, trust me, you will not have to beg for a text. You will not have to cry for a phone call. You will not have to have sex just to have a date night. Promise him sex. That's the only way you can have a date night. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's going to flow. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be godly. It's going to be God ordained. But you have to be okay with God weeding out the men that he doesn't have for you. You got to be okay. And if you're not okay with rejection, and if you're not okay with God weeding these men out, then maybe you just shouldn't be dating at all. Maybe you need to take some time to where you can heal, and heal from the rejection and the insecurities and the low self-esteem before you jump back out into the dating world. Maybe you need to take some time just to heal, sis. I'm going to get out of here. I love you, ladies. I really just felt this in my spirit to do tonight, just randomly. I was actually about to get in the shower, wrap my hair, and I just felt this to do really randomly. Like I said, I was looking at a video, and that's really like the 5th or 6th video I've seen like this, where women just dogging these men, talking about him. Oh, we dated for 2-3 weeks and he just ghosted me, or this or that. Be happy with the ghosting. Be happy. Then that's red flags. That's showing you that either that man is not for you, or God doesn't have him for you. Why would you want to force somebody in your life that God doesn't have for you? And y'all getting mad, making these videos, these reels, these forums and podcasts and all this stuff. Let it go. Oh my gosh. Grow up and let it go. I know this video wasn't cool and it wasn't nice, and y'all may not even like what I'm saying, but somebody had to tell y'all, okay? Hold your head up high. Walk with dignity, sister, and know that the man that God has for you is going to happily, willingly choose you. And it won't be forced. All right, ladies, I'm going to get out of here. As always, when you know who's you walking with, it ain't hard to be a godly chick. I love saying that. All right, ladies, I will talk to you girls soon. Please share this video with someone who you feel that needs it. And I love you, ladies. I just want the best for y'all. But y'all have got to be okay with the process so you can get God's best. But all right, ladies, I've talked enough. I'm getting out of here. Bye. For my innocence.